Hi, welcome to Python Programming Session 4. In this session, we are going to discuss about built-in data types in Python language, and we also discuss the classification or categories of data types in Python. Python, when we say, there is no need for declaring a variable or a data type. So what we do in our C, C++ or Java, whenever we want a particular variable, we try to declare the particular variable. For example, int I comma j we declare, or even in Java we just declare it as string yes we have to declare, or it may be a float. So like this we try to declare all the variables and we tell the compiler or the interpreter what type of data you are using. But Python, we are not going to have any declaration statements at all. Now, Python values are treated as objects and each object or the value has a type. In Python, even function is treated as an object only. So here we have a different categories of data types. For example, number means it can be a integer or a floating point. Boolean, it can take two values, either true or false. String, it can be represented within single quotes, double quotes, or a triple quotes. Set, there is a special kind of data type called set, somewhat similar to our mathematical set. List can hold different data types. You can just group different data types in list. And we have a tuple, which is an immutable form of a list, and a dictionary. So let us see one by one. So before starting with these categories of data type, we have a special type of data type. In Python, we call it as none data type. So here, the none data type is used when the object does not have any value. So something like a null, when the object is created and it is not having any value, it can be assigned with the value none. You can just assign the value directly by using none keyword also, like object is equal to none. Now, if you try to print that particular object which is having none data type, it will not print any value. And where we use this? We use this if the function is not going to return any value, but there is a default data type. So this is a special type of data type available in Python. Now let us see the number data type. Number data type is a built-in data type in Python which can hold number objects. Here we have integers, floating point numbers, and complex numbers. So under integer you can have decimals where we don't have anything after the decimal point. So they're like integers we can call it as, and octal numbers which starts with 0O, lowercase or uppercase 0O. You can also use some hexadecimal values starting with 0x, that is lowercase or uppercase x. And we have a long integer where we use only uppercase L, and these are the integer data types. Next, the float data type. It supports two types of float data type. The first one is a floating point where we use a sequence of digits after the decimal point. Next one is exponent where we use a decimal digit, decimal point, and exponent part. So this is a floating point data and this is an exponent data. So depends upon the requirement, you can assign the values using any one of this data type. Python supports a special data type. We call it as complex data type, which we have not seen in any other languages. So we know the complex number consists of two parts, real and imaginary part. So like 6 plus 15j means this we call it as the real part and this we call it as the imaginary part. So this can be stored in a complex data type. So consider this example. We have x and y. both are assigned with the complex data type, that is x is equal to 5 plus 3j. When you try to print it, you are going to get 5 plus 3j. So this is how we use our complex data type in Python. Next comes the Boolean data type. As we all know, it can take only two values, either true or false. So this Boolean data type will be returned when we evaluate an expression or we compare two values. It will just return either true or false. So consider this example. We have 10 and 9. 10 is equal to 9? No. So it will return false. 10 is greater than 9? Yes. It will return true. 10 is less than 9? No. It will return false. So if you use the values, two values, comparison or evaluation of an expression, it will return a Boolean answer. That is either true or a false. This is Boolean data type. Next, we have a string data type. So as we discussed string literal already, string data type can be enclosed within single quotes, double quotes or a triple quote. So this is an example for single quote. Even if you want, you can use a double quote. If it is a multi-line text, you can use even sequence of three triple quote. We call this sequence of three double quotes. We call it as a triple set data type. It is used to store multiple items in a single variable. So you can just store a collection of unordered and unindexed data in a set data type, and it is usually written within a curly braces, and the elements can be separated by a comma 1, 2, 3 and so on. Consider this S is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and here you cannot access the elements using the index. You can create the set and you can process it. Next comes the list. The list will be useful if we have different data types. If we want to store different data types under a single object or a variable. So it can store either a number, string and even other list nested list also. Like our strings, list can be manipulated. You can insert an element, append an element, delete an element, or even you can delete the entire list. Everything is possible with the help of a list. So this is an example for a list. It consists of an integer, a string data type, a floating point and an integer. So like this, if you want to store different data types under a single name or an object, we can use list. Tuples. Tuples are almost similar to the list, but the list are mutable. Mutable means you can insert, append, delete or replace the elements in the list, but tuples are immutable. Once it is created, you cannot change the values. That we can call it as a tuples. So tuples also, the index in tuples also, the index starts from 0, and here we can just create it by using a parenthesis like this. Dictionary. When you say dictionary, it is used for a mapping. Here we consist of a key and a corresponding value. It is used for mapping the two values, like your mathematics mapping. If we have two sets A, B, C and 1, 2, 3, it is used to map the values. So when you say A, it should return 1. Just like a dictionary where we get the meaning of a verse from the dictionary, here also we are going to get the corresponding value of the keys. So these values can be retrieved by specifying the key, not by using the index. So consider this example. We have a series 1 colon 2, 2 colon 4, 3 colon 9. So this is the key and this is the corresponding value. So you can access the corresponding value by giving the key. Series of 3 will return 9. You can also change the value. Series of 2 is equal to 8, like that if you assign. Later if you try to print series of 2, it will print 8. Like this we can use our dictionary. Let us try to group these Python data types. There is a text-based data type called string, a Boolean data type, a set, and numeric data type. Under numeric data type, you have integer, floating, and complex. We have a sequence data type, we call it as list or tuple, and a mapping based data type, we call it as dictionary. So we can also discuss list, tuple, dictionary, and string in detail. We saw there is no need to declare an object in Python. So how to determine the corresponding data type of a variable? For that we have a special type of method, we call it as type. So it is used usually for debugging purposes. It will return the corresponding data type. Consider this example, a is equal to 4. If you print type of a, it will return int. We say b is equal to 12.6. If you print type of b, it will return float. We say c is equal to high. If you just say type of c, it will return string. See here, e is equal to 1, 2, 3. So if you just say type of e, it will return list. So we can use a type function to get the data type of a particular argument passed. So it is usually used for debugging purposes. You can refer this book or these website links for further reading. Have a nice day.